Tony Belcher here with the deck profile, 6 Samurais. It is my first deck profile, so if the quality of this video sucks, I apologize. I will try to do better in the future, but let's get started on this. This is 2015 April ban list build. Let's get it started. First monster on deck, 3 Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. It is the tuner of the deck. It is a really good card. Great target for asceticism. You can use it to special summon Beast, Sparkion, Shien, or just about any monster that you want to. You have to run 3 of him, no question. Next on deck, we have 3 legendary 6 Samurai Kizan. He is one of the big monsters of the deck at 1800 attack points. When you control a 6 Samurai monster on the field, you can special summon him, and if you control 2 or more, he gains a bonus 300 attack points. So he can get us up to 2100, which is fairly decent to get over, say, like Thunder King Ryo or Doom Caliber Knight, or any of those big monsters that are not level 5 or higher. Next on deck, we have 2 legendary 6 Samurai Kagekis. This card allows you to normal summon him, and then you can special summon an additional 6 Samurai monster from your hand. So if you open up him and Kagemusha, you just summon him, and then special summon Kagemusha, and you have an instant synchro. Plus, when you have another 6 Samurai on the field, he gains 1500 extra attack points, so he can get up to high as 1700. So that's a really good card. Next up, we have 2 Elder of the 6 Samurais. It is Cyber Dragon's effect. When your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can special summon them straight from your hand. So if you have him and once again Kagemusha in your hand, you can go to a Catastor, Armades, Shien, Beast, whatever suits your fancy at that point. Next up, we have 1 Hand of the 6 Samurai. A lot of people don't run this card. They say she's not very good. I beg to differ. I believe it is one of the better cards of the 6 Samurai group. When you have another 6 Samurai in the field, you contribute herself or that 6 Samurai in order to destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. Excellent card. Don't run more than 1 though, because it could be useless at times. So 1 is a plenty. Last monster at least the last of the little monsters we have, is legendary 6 Samurai Anishi. This is the compulsory evacuation device of the deck, excuse me. You can remove 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard to return 1 monster on the field back to the owner's hand. It's great if you cannot destroy your opponent's monsters on the field at the time. It's a great way to get rid of them. It also opens up a lot of OTKs and FTKs, which I have been able to do with this deck on many occasions. That is it for the little monsters. On to the spells. First up is Triple Reinforcement of the Army. Self-explanatory. It's a warrior deck. Use it to search out a level 4 or lower warrior type monster. No explanation needed. Next up on deck, we have 3 Shien Smoke Signals. Once again, this card is self-explanatory. It is a 6 Samurai deck. You have plenty of level 3 or lower 6 Samurai monsters, and this card searches them out. Easy peasy. 3 6 Samurai United. This card is probably one of the best spell cards in this deck. Whenever you summon a 6 Samurai monster, this card gains a counter, and you can have a max of 2. You remove those 2 to draw 2 cards. If you draw multiples of these in your first hand, and you summon up 2 6 Samurai monsters, you instantly get almost a brand new hand. It is fantastic. This deck cannot run without it. Double Asceticism. A lot of people run 3 of this card. However, 2 is plenty in this deck because I don't run very many monsters and I don't have that many targets. But it's still an excellent card. Basically what it does is you can target 1 6 Samurai monster on the field and special summon a different one from your deck that has the same attack as the one that's on the field but a different name. It's a great card. It helps out synchros in case, say, you have an Elder on the field but you just don't have that Kagemusha in your opening hand. This allows you to summon it and gets out your boss monsters extremely quickly. Next, double MST. Pretty much self-explanatory. Six Samurais, they need to get around those spells and trap cards because, good lord, they know they're annoying. But this MST destroys them and gets it out of the way and allows you to save your negation for whatever else you may need it for. Next, Dark Hole, Mind Control, Regeki, and Soul Charge. These are the 4 you need to run these at all times cards, because if you don't, you're an idiot. Never mind, you're not an idiot, you're just very questionable. Dark Hole, destroy all monsters in the field, perfect to open up an FTK. Mind Control, steal your opponent's monster, synchro with it, overlay with it, do whatever. Regeki, once again, field clear, so you could just beat your opponent's face in because haha. And then Soul Charge, to bring back all your monsters that you destroyed, or all the monsters you synchroed with, to re-synchro with them and get just an army of monsters on the field. It is a fantastic card. I do not run any deck without it. It is just a great card. And that is the end of the spells. On to the big monsters. 2 Great Shogun Shiens and 1 Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. Nobody in deck profiles I've seen runs Great Shogun Shien, and I really have to question them because it is a great card. Special summon it whenever you control 2 or more 6 Samurai monsters. Your opponent is only allowed to activate 1 spell or trap card per turn. It is just amazing. I will not run Samurais without it. I refuse to. Grandmaster is also great. Special summon him when you control another 6 Samurai monster. He's good at 1 because you can only control 1 of them on the field, and that could be a problem. If you have 1 on the field and 1 in hand, he just sits there like a bump on a log, and we don't want that, so 1 is plenty. The end of the boss monsters, on to the trap cards. 2D Prison, self-explanatory. It's Sakuretsu armor, but just removing it from play. Once again, it's great for those cards that can't be destroyed, but they can be removed from play instead. It is just a great card. I run 2 of them in here. Just fantastic. Double Fiendish Chain. Monster effect stopping in this deck is extremely hard to do. So Fiendish Chain is a definite must in this deck. Without it, you're not going to do very well, unless you can pull off an OTK or an FTK every time. But in those cases that you don't, this card will definitely help you stop their boss monsters and stuff like that.
Oh.
1 Black Horn of Heaven. This card is very underrated. Nobody really runs it, but it can negate any special summon that your opponent throws your way, and it can really screw up their strategy, and it also protects your monsters in case they summon something that's like, oh my god, what the hell did he just play? So, and then of course, Bottomless and Solemn Warning. Staples, shouldn't have to explain them, and if I do, you're probably a new player. And then 1 random trap card that I think is just pure trollish, Ceasefire. You have a lot of monsters on the field in this deck, so having a Ceasefire on board is tremendous. You can deal up to, especially with the new Pendulum monsters, if you run Pendulum monsters, which I don't because I think they suck horribly, you can deal up to... Oh. Shh. You didn't say 3?
Oh.
Alright, last trap card we have is Ceasefire. It is a very, very underrated trap card. And since you have a lot of effect monsters and you're special summoning a ton, this trap card is basically... could be the game ender. Say you hit an try to go for an OTK, but don't quite get them to 8,000, and you draw that, lay it face down, end their turn, they draw, you activate it, that's game. It is a very, very, very underrated card. I love it. It is one of the best cards in the game, in my opinion, right now. And that is the end of the trap lineup. On to the extra deck. We got Ally of Justice Catastor, Armades, Shien, and Naturia Beast for our level 5s. Shien and Beast I'm not going to explain because, well, they just don't need an explanation. Armades, when it attacks, all effects and cards cannot be activated. So basically, if you just beat your opponent with it, they can't do anything about it. Catastor can destroy any monster it attacks with, or that is not a dark monster, excuse me. It is a great card to get around a lot of things, and it doesn't target, which is also an excellent condition for this deck. Alright, that's the end of the level 5s. On the level 6s, Goyo Guardian and Naturia Beast. I only run one Goyo Guardian because I don't think there's any point in running 3. There would be no room if you kept destroying their monsters. Again, Naturia Barkion shouldn't have to explain that. It just, yeah, no explanation needed. The level 8s, Crimson Blader, Stardust Dragon, and Thought Ruler Archfiend. Crimson Blader is definitely good in this format right now due to Necroz. Ritual summoning, he can negate that whenever he destroys a monster by battle. Your opponent cannot normal, special, or flip summon any level 5 or higher monster during their next turn. It is a killer for Necroz, and if you get him out in your 6 Samurais, you're pretty much set to go. And his effect lasts even if he's destroyed. If he destroys a monster by battle, and say he clashes with another monster and they both kill each other, his effect still goes off, and your opponent is left defenseless. That's the end of the Synchros. On to the Xyz monsters. Now, I am missing a couple of Xyz monsters. I'm missing a Daigusto Emerald, and I am missing a Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. So, here we go with the Xyz monsters that I do have. Blade Armor Ninja. It's a warrior. It takes 2 level 4 warrior monsters. It's just beast in this deck. It makes too much sense, so we have to run that. Heroic Champion Excalibur, once again rank 4 warrior. Detach both of them to give himself 4,000 attack points in your opponent's next turn. It gives around all those mega beat sticks that are a huge problem. Number 50, Black Ship Accord, another great way to get rid of monsters who can't be destroyed. Your opponent would take 1,000 points of damage. Also on top of that, just a great generic, rank 4 XZ monster. And then of course number 101, Silent Honor Arc. It's steals your opponent's special summon monster. It's funny to do that. My opponents hate when I do that, and it's just a great card. Alright, that is the deck. This deck works against all the meta, especially Necroz. Necroz is, they're strong on their spells, and they're strong on their summoning. So Crimson Blader and Shien and Beast and all that, they can screw that up very royally. And that's what this is the deck I'm planning to run at regionals. And that's Necroz is the deck that I plan to run into a lot of at regionals, so I'm going to be well prepared for that. This has been my first, like I said, this is my first deck profile, so I apologize for all the crappy quality. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting more videos shortly. This is Screw the Rules 666 signing out. Later.